I think about Massachusetts, and solventless was a thing starting in like 23, maybe 24, it became like a thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas before that, it was just like everything was distillate carts and all this other stuff, you know what I mean? Like you'd have even blasted BHO and stuff like that, but like it was really just like, solventless wasn't a thing here. It literally took us 8 years to catch up in a sense.
Well, solventless is like it's a sign of development of the industry. You know what I mean? Like every new market starts out with distillate and BHO, and distillate's like fucking $17 a gram, you know, and it's like everybody's like, this is gonna be great.
This is amazing,
you know. And then like, you know, two years later, distillate's $3 a gram because as the market develops, people demand higher end products because there's a lot of stuff out there, you know.
Exactly.
So
now you
the
can
market develops.
Yeah.
Well, and as people are smoking more and more products out there, by nature, people are going to be more discerning and demand a higher quality product because, I mean, to this day, you can still get a lot of the best product from your friend who grows, because farm to table, just, I mean, food, anything, you know, it's going to be a little bit better quality, it's mean a little more to you.
Yeah.
And so, you know, people demand that product, and solventless, you know, is the inevitable evolution in every legal market. I think that is like, this is kind of like where you see it maturing.
I was going to say, is solventless the pinnacle of the expression of the plant?
Well, I think to me, absolutely, for sure, because again, it's unadulterated, right? So it should be a direct representation of the starting material to really get that intimate experience and experience those nuances that are kind of guarded by other parts of the plant, right? Like the plant material,
chlorophyll,
you know, whatever. It smells, you know, some weed will smell like hay, but if you take just the resin glands off it, right? If you talk about hash, we're talking the trichome gland, and which looks like a lollipop at a microscopic level. The top of the lollipop, that gland, that's where all the THC, CBD, cannabinoids, smells, flavors, everything we grow the cannabis plant for today, that's where it's all lives and is grown in the plant, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, we're separating that gland like a jeweler. You know?
Right, exactly.
And that, you know, and so it's more unadulterated than, say, a chemical extraction like butane, where you're dissolving the resin of the plant and then the butane evaporates off and you're left with your resin. Right.
Exactly.
And so, but it's deconstructed and it's not necessarily bad, but the sum of the parts is never as good as the whole, right? And so when you're doing solventless, you're getting more of that whole and more.
Yeah, but think about the other extreme there, because what about like RSO, which is the entire plant?
100%.
And you just, what was it, like naphtha or something like that? It was back in the day with RSO, when Rick Simpson actually was doing it. And then now people would just use like ethanol and stuff like that. But like, now you're taking the entire plant,
right,
as opposed to just separating out the trichome head.
Right. Well, different applications, you know.
Okay.
So you know, and then there's so much variability. There's like Rick Simpson oil to old school hash to like temple balls to, you know, sift to live rosin to full melt. And so when you talk solventless, there are a numerous different varieties or versions of the plant you can make with the resin, right? So, and you know, we kind of follow the ethos of like, we'll let the plant tell us what's the coolest and most exciting expression. What are we most excited to smoke, rather than like, what do we think is going to sell the best? Because like, it's always has been the pursuit of the terpenes, you know, and like, what's the best thing we can get for ourselves? And like, you know,
exactly, you're always trying to seek that kind of pinnacle, right?
And that could be like a temple ball. Could resin really present itself really well in full melt, right? Or it could do like a, you know, if you know you have maybe you're using trim or dried material that's going to do really well on like a cured temple ball, right? And you're going to age it for like 6 months, and that's going to bring out this certain part of the expression of the plant, right? And like, or you know, the fresh frozen going to live rosin. Like, how can we take this plant and then express it and get like the most fun out of it, I guess, in a sense, you know, because there's so many different routes you can go with it, and depending on the consumer, like somebody smoking old school hash or temple ball hash is much different than somebody dabbing, right? But you still can experience those profiles.
Are people still selling temple balls?
We sell a bunch of them, yeah. Really? So we're doing a drop right now with Dank Duchess came and did the demo, and she also you know, she got badged. She's, you know, part of the team and did a drop with us.
Sorry, I missed that. I really should.
Yeah, well, it's on. We're gonna do it's on YouTube, and you know, hopefully we'll do another one because it was great. We have live super boof temple balls that we did with Trifecta Farms material, and then we have some material that we took from Euphoria Farms, dried and cured material, Papaya Splash, and also did a temple ball with that. So you're gonna get a temple ball from dried and cured material, and then a temple ball from live material as well. And the super boof is something that we've put into live rosin, both in fresh press. We're about to drop a batter, and it's also a temple ball. So I get to see it in those different stages.
Which do you like the best? Have you tried them all?
Yeah. Oh well. We haven't dropped the batter yet, but both the batter and the temple ball are both about to drop.
Oh, okay.
I like the fresh press we did was great. It was we have a black jar right here, and you can almost see through. You almost didn't see the rosin in there because it was like this translucent. We did a fresh pressed version of it, so it was just kind of beautiful, and the terps were really loud and like really, in your face. Super boof is like this extreme of one thing, right? The extreme tangy profile, and so it's like an energy drink in the morning.